Okay, let's go ahead and start this. But the first thing I want to do, watch my cursor. I'm going to come over here. I want to turn the music down so you can hear me better. Okay, let's see. Click on, this is the settings thing. I'm going to click on settings, turn off the music and hit OK. And you'll notice that now it got quiet and you should be able to hear me better. Okay. Let's go ahead and go over this character tab. This is the character tab, which you talked about to get here. This is one of your main tabs, if not your main tab, because this is your character. I chose a knight, so this, if you look at the cursor, this is my picture. My overall BR, what BR stands for battle rating. My overall BR is 314,000. If I look on here, there's a shortcut to Soul. I will show you in a different place where I got that. This game is filled with little shortcuts. You can get to different things in different areas. This is your holy armor, or this is for a knight. This is my Titan gear. These are all the different things I need, like my feet, my ring, my necklace, my pendant, chest, helmet. I'm gonna go ahead and click on the weapon. If I click on the different things, this is like some of the most powerful, if not the most. I don't know yet. I'm just starting this. Um, this is some of the most powerful armor that you can get. But it looks like, just from looking at all the stats, it's going to take a long time to be able to get it. Like a long time. I don't know how long. There's probably some certain tricks I haven't figured out yet. I don't know. But if I look over here, this I clicked on the weapon. The weapon is called the Titan Lance, and you can read all this stuff. Over here in the green, I can see what I'll need though, and this is where I figured out it's going to take me a long time. The Guardian's Lance times 1. It looks like it comes like in pieces because it says core materials for weapon can be found in the team dungeon. I'll talk about where the team dungeon is in the alliance tab later. Um, excuse me. Then there's the Titan's Heart. It says times 24. Um, I'll talk about where to get that. Um, I can tell you I've been working on this a little, maybe a week, and I'm nowhere near getting one Titan's Heart, let alone 24. Then Legendary Weapon Schema, I have like maybe 9 of these. I need 98. Then it's Holy Iron. I have 9, 10 of these, something like that. I need 436. Okay, I'm going to talk about where to get all those things. Okay, we're going to close that. You can look at all the different weapons to see what you want to see. Now, over here, this box. Over here, everything is kind of blinking and is surrounded by orange. That's my equipment, like my helmet, my chest armor, my legs, my boots, my pendant, my ring, my necklace, my lance. Um, Okay, now everything in this game has to do with colors. There is basically no color, which is the weakest. Then it's called rough, I think. Then there's a green, blue, purple, and orange. And they get stronger. Green is pretty darn weak. Blue, you're getting kind of stronger. Purple, and then orange is pretty darn good. Also called legendary. They all have names like purple is epic, I think. Blue is benign. Green is useful. Um, Although I just usually use the colors, but they have cool special names for them too. Anyway, all your equipment. If say this first thing right here is my helmet. I can't move the cursor around when I'm on it because it'll keep making that screen blink and it'll drive you crazy. So I'm just gonna leave it there for a second. Um, if the helmet were my helmet is orange, but if the helmet were green, it's going these. We're talking about these little diamonds over here, these 4 diamonds over here. If it's going to take the lowest level, is going to be lit. The lowest color of your equipment is going to make the diamonds lit. So if my helmet were green and all the rest of the equipment was orange, um, the only diamond that's going to be lit is the green one. But say I had a green one, and let's say I had a blue one, and then all the rest are orange. Both the green and the blue diamond are going to be lit. If I had some purples and oranges, um, then the green, the blue, and the purple are going to be lit. But since I have all oranges, then all four of my diamonds are lit. At first, I did not pay attention to the level of the equipment. I was more concerned about them all being the same color because you get a little bonus stat if they're the same color. So my all my equipment was level 20, and it stayed level 20 for a long time. At level 60, I finally figured out I needed to raise the level of my equipment. So I've only done that to three things so far. The helmet is now, if you look up the top, when you read down this top from the top, the helmet is now level 61. Um, it's not part of a set. It gives me 4,800 BR. I told you earlier that my BR total was 314,000. 4,800 of that comes from this helmet. This helmet also offers its own stats. It has magical defense of 694 plus 300% plus 13%. You can change that. That 13% is currently changing. I'm going to show you how to do that. Down below it says magic and strength plus 140. That is called glyphing. I have maxed this level 61. This is maxed out at plus 140. I will show you how to do that too. Because this is a knight, I probably should not have chosen magic. I probably should have chosen something like physical attack. But at first I didn't know any better and I raised it. Then once I figured it out, I'm like, well, whatever. I'll just leave it alone. I'll fix it later. So in some ways, my character suffers. Although because for the other players around, I'm not the highest at all. There's like 20 people that are higher than me, but out of thousands of people, I mean, I guess I'm pretty high at level 63. Um, then there's the bonus. Then it has bonus stats, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later too in a different area. Star stones I'll talk about now quite a bit, and quite a bit later in hold. There's a special area just for dealing with star stones. Um, Star stones are the green things down that I'm talking about down below. Um, they're actually they do different things. The ones I didn't know any better, but I happen to have chosen well for this one. Um, in there in the green, I've hit points plus 405, harden plus 108. I'll show you where some of the stats are in other places. But the HP plus 405 and the harden plus 108, those are okay stones. They're not great, but they're not bad either. Then you can add the stones and add different levels and combine stones. We'll talk about all that later. And as you can see, if I move the cursor like to a different thing, I have these boots have different star stones that do different things. Like these, I have three that have a plus 51 defense that had 108 in thorns. Then the fourth one, it has plus 405 again in the hit points, which is just like the helmet we saw, and harden plus 108. Down below, see those blue and purple stones. That's my Star Atlas stones. Those are actually decent level for this one. This is a well, decent color. This is a level 2. For the Star Atlas, and they're in blues because you also get green stones at first, then blue stones, purple stones, orange stones. So very similar to the Star stones, the green ones that you add inside the armor. Then you have Star Atlas, which is what we're talking about. Those then you can raise those too. So that can be at first that can be kind of confusing to have two different stones, but you'll figure that out as you play. Um, Obviously, that where the star atlas goes in one place and the star stones go in a different. Um, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and move off of there. We talked about the diamonds. We talked about the equipment. Um, Now, let's move down here to the middle of the screen. My name is Ashimon. It's from a great book called Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. I say Ashimon. Playing other games, many people call me Ashman, or Ashman. It's a joke to call me Assman. I don't really care, but however you want to say it, I just say Ashimon. Then the glory. My glory is called Stormer. I'm going to talk about where to change your glory. But here's a shortcut where you can only click on it. You can also change your glory here. I never really mess with this here, but we'll talk about this in a different area. Your glory. Then your title. You can't really do a whole lot with your title. Titles are automatic. But I have heard by rumor that title is one of the most powerful things in the game. Um, but like I said, it happens all by itself. But you can control some things in it. Like it says, prestige required to be a guard. That's my current title. It's a guard. My prestige required is 50,000. I just made it to a guard not long ago. I'm 52,000 in prestige. You can control in different areas of the game. You can get prestige, and you can control about how much. You can really focus on getting more prestige to help your title move faster. However, your title does not move fast anyway. So you're not going to ever really move that fast. And it tells you some different things you need, or different things you're going to get, like heroes. This is conflicted werewolf for the defender title. Um, and if you look over here, watch the cursor. There's 3 different pages of titles. I'm still on the first page. I started off as a squire, but I've come up to a guard. But I can say that makes me feel better to say I'm a guard than a squire. But that's it. And I'm gonna go ahead and close this one. Now, it says, so like I said, the title thing kind of handles itself. Now let's talk about your stats. HP is hit points. That is probably no matter what your class is going to probably be your most important of all your stats. My hit points are 91,000. This little box next to it, if I'll leave the cursor there. If you look down there, the orange word that's showing up is called Nostrum. Nostrum's like steroids for that particular stat. So if I had a nostrum in there, which we'll talk about how to add nostrums later, if you click on, I'm sorry, I can't click on it right now because I'm using nostrums. If I click on it, I'll click. Little beep came up and it says max nostrums effects activated. Upgrade VIP level, which basically means pay money. And as you know, all these games try to get you to do anything to pay money. Um, so I try to just ignore those things because if I focus too much, I want to actually pay money, which is what they want. Um, okay, hit points. This is from the Nostrum. In my opinion, this is probably the most important for any class. The next is, and you can see it's lit up. I'm pointing at it. You can see it's lit. I have a nostrum in there. It's my physical attack. For a knight, physical attack is pretty important. Magical attack is probably my least important. I know I've talked about this already, but magical attack is something I should not focus on, and unfortunately at the beginning I did, because I didn't know any better. Then physical defense and magical defense are also pretty important. All these nostrums give a bonus of 25%. These are my main stats. Down here, these are my secondary stats. Notice I'm not circling experience, EXP. These down here are my secondary stats. These are only give me, if I had a nostrum in here, I only get a 10% raise. Which isn't bad, but it's not as good as a 25% raise. Then, but the experience one, which is actually at first that's the rare nostrum to have, it gives a 50% raise. So it's much better. But at first they're actually kind of difficult to get. The game gives you a couple. I suggest, even though most new people, including myself, use them, I suggest that you don't use them at first and hold them for a little while, so they'll count more when you do use them. Um, Okay, so those are all things. Then we have other stats. Oh, did I click on that by accident? Here, okay. Now, other stats like piercing, harden. If I move my cursor over, if I hover over it, it'll tell me what piercing is. If I move it down, what hardening is, what thorns are, what healing is, what diffuse is. Those numbers come from those green up here. If I go back and hover over the helmet again, the green star stones. You see it where it says Harden 108, Harden 108, Harden 162, Thorns 108. It adds all those numbers up, and that's how I get Piercing 1216, Harden 1008, Thorns 810, Healing 2354. And if you notice that my diffuse is 0. Okay, let me go ahead and close that. Now, you have different tabs up here. We're on the Character tab. But I'm going to go ahead and move to this next one over, which is the Vestments tab. Vestments are basically things that you have, like you wear. Like maybe your character has wings. You've probably seen characters around that have wings. That's because they have a certain vestment. Maybe they have this vestment here. There's different vestments that are wings. I don't know what vestment they've got exactly. I don't have any of those. But I have small little teeny vestments. I'll show you where to get these later. I have a little necklace that gives me if I hover my mouse over it, it gives me 344 BR. Not a whole lot, but every little bit counts. Then I have the ring vestment, and it gives me 57 BR. Even less, but like I said, every little bit counts. My ring is at level 6. My necklace is at level 10. Now, necklace level 10, I'm going to go over here and click on where it says ornament upgrade. I've over here, watch my cursor, over here, I have already gotten gems to put in here. I think they're blue. And I've upgraded to level 10. So my endurance has gone from my next time I up this to level 11, I will go from endurance 430 to endurance 473. Now, go ahead and close this. Now, the only thing on this screen that confuses me, and I don't know exactly how it works, are the skills. But I'm going to probably figure it out. My guess is, but this is just a guess, that it will not become active until I get the pendant. I don't have the pendant, but you have to be level 70 to get the pendant. My guess is once I have all three, I'll understand this a little better. However, I'm afraid that I've already messed it up. If I click on skill introduction, I know that orange meat is the best. That means legendary. I can scroll through. Next page, purple, which is epic. There's other skills, but I have no skills yet. I think it's because I don't have the pendant, but I don't know. Then I have to raise. I think I have to raise things to certain levels. Unfortunately, though, I've already raised things. Looking at that list, I've already raised things to levels I shouldn't have. So because I didn't know what I was doing, because I didn't know anything about the skill. But like I said, hopefully I'll figure that out, or someone will explain it to me a little bit later. Now let's move from vestments over to the mount. The mount, which is the horse, it's a big thing for most everybody, because most people like horses. Even if they don't like to take care of them, they like looking at them. They think horses are beautiful animals. My mount's BR is 36,000. Everybody's mounts is going to be pretty high, I think. Mounts offer quite a bit of battle rating, or BR. I'm currently on the horse, but I can get off, and if I click that, and it'll say, do I want to ride the horse? And you can see it where it's subtracting all my BR. My BR went from 300. If I move the cursor up here, it went from 314,000 down to 267 because I got off the horse. If I get back on the horse, then my BR, watch this number up here, it went back up to 314,000. So Then I've raised it to level 41 so far. But do that by these buttons down here. First, I can feed the horse. I usually get the small amount experience potion or the greater amount experience potion. I haven't gotten really any of these. I think I might have had this senior mount once or twice. Okay. Now over here in train, so I can train the mount. Um, I can train him by you. I'll show you in another area where to get these mount orbs. It says mount orbs times 2. Every time I have 2, I can add a point up there. I have it up to 396 points. I need 669 before he raises to the next level. Like as you can see, it says training level plus 18. Once I get to 669, it'll go to training level plus 19. Now let me go to upgrade. I'll show you once again. I'll show you where to get this particular kind. This is called the Lucky Orb. Lucky Orb times 2, and I can upgrade that. Okay, let's go ahead and close this. I'm going to go into promotion. Okay, now this is like kind of a quick screen. I can see like I am currently a giant knight, or I'll be promoted in 6 points to ardent knight. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do some of that right now. You don't have enough start upgrade. I'm sorry. This. Please continue challenging the Holy Throne. Oh yeah, that's right. I already knew that. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll show you where to get these Holy Souls. And I currently have 60. I need. Oh no, it's not. Maybe it's not this. Maybe it's the tomes. I'll show you in a different screen what this means. I already knew about this though. Okay, now I went ahead and clicked on the talent, so it shows me a different screen, a little bigger. That shows me the Holy Shield down here. And this is on this same different screen I'm going to show you later. It shows me how to raise the level of my Holy Shield, and different passive skills the Holy Shield gives me. My Holy Shield is currently level 5. If I hold the cursor over it, you'll look at everything like in blue and gray. But there's a red line that says Holy Tomes. I need 49. I do not have 49, which is why it's red. That to me, that is one of the most important things to raise is the Holy Shield. So it's now level 5. I can't wait to raise it to level 6. Now I go down here. Dragon's Blood is once again a passive skill. It says I need 23 tomes. You look at that red line, it says 23 tomes. I don't have 23 tomes. Then I need 23 tomes again for Mythic Tactics. Then Esoteric Magic, I have enough. It's all in blue. Holy Tomes 15. I have 15 tomes. But I don't really want, this is one thing that I'm paying attention to, that I don't really care about my magical attack as much as I do, but not as much as the others. So I'm working on this is for physical attack. This is for my magical hit points. My maximum hit points. This is for my physical defense. I care about those things more than I care about being able to cast magic. But I do care about it. I'm not going to ignore it. I'm just not really focusing on it. Now I move my cursor up here. Is how this little icon is the art. It's a picture of a tome. I have this 15. I have 15 tomes. Like I said, down here it said I have enough. I have 15 tomes, which is why it's all in blue. Now I'm gonna go ahead and close this window. Let me go back here, just go back to the character tab, just to make sure that we've covered everything. And I think we have. On this, I haven't gone over this big circle here, but you may be familiar with these kind of diagrams already. This shows me in my stats what I'm the strongest and weakest in. Now, they get this number from not just the numbers that are right next to me. Not not the stats over here. Not the hit point doesn't just come from 91,000. These hit points don't come from here only. It comes from all the equipment and the horse and different things all added together, saying my hit points are high. Now notice as a knight, that's good. My hit points are pretty high for me. My magical defense is pretty high. Those are good. My physical defense is okay. It's not quite touching. It's not as high as the other two, but it's okay. Magical defense is a little bit lower. I'm sorry, magical attack rather is a little bit lower. But it's still probably too high for a knight. But I wasn't paying attention too much to what my magical attack was. I know I sound like a broken record, but it's true. My physical attack as a knight, my physical attack should be way high, and my physical attack is my lowest. So I need to work on that big time. And then I'll really has to do probably mostly my stones, the kind of equipment I used, how I glyphed it. There's all kinds of different things we're going to talk about. But needless to say, it all adds up to the fact that my physical attack is lower than it should be. Okay, we're done with this window, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this, okay? Thank you.